Ready to test?
Cassidy, I want to make this go quick.
Never a dull moment when you...
Fight like you want to live.
Yeah.
You've come this far. We will stand by you.
Aloy, I'm glad you have returned, and I see you have recovered Ether.
Okay, data module's in.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Got it. Hey, Gaia.
Hello, Aloy. Did you wish to continue our...
How's Kotallo doing?
I have detected that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him. In an effort to remedy this, I have discussed a potential solution with him. I believe he will want to fill you in on the details.
A solution? I'll check in with him when I can, then. How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, due to Zoe's perseverance, we may have a workaround.
Yeah, she filled me in. Sounds promising. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying Old World data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus, after an initial incident.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess. So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel, it used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
Guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with, too. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Scion. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and had spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Scion was cut off from the outside world, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh Plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about. The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum. A memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures returned to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city, Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
The Zeniths at their core have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up. When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising. So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world, all working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations, at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate. Though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Gaia. So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality, should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout. Beta believes the Zeniths want to use the terraforming system to start over.
Further support.
But why? Given their technology, they could... And if they're the same people, wouldn't they want the bios...
It is likely they adjust. They may be trying to recreate that.
Turning Earth into an... So the Zeniths are the same people who are physically immortal.
From what we know of Far Zenith, then engineers were offered a place aboard the in exchange for them given enough time, technology.
Like how Minerva eventually generated the deactivation codes for the Pharaoh Plague.
Exactly.
The Zeniths. Beta said they were some of the most... Do you know...
Unfortunately, no. Additionally, it appears only one. Oswald Dahl.
Right. He was the spokesperson.
What we can conclude is that the Zeniths are to protect...
The extinction signal made every subordinate...
I have wondered that, so far as I can tell, and the partial sentience imparted to...
A signal that precise would... How could the Zeniths...
From the records on... It appears Far Zenith had an
Hank Shaw. He was but...
Yes. It is despite it.
So from what... I guess we can assume the Zenith's tech...
Yes. They appear to make it further. They seem to be equipped with some kind of energy field that shields them.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped...
Throughout every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by... While we lack the end, were I to absorb Hephaestus and utilize it to create a large force, no shielding could withstand such an assault.
So there's hope.
Always.
How did you figure out that the extinction...
The key came from Silent's interrogation.
That doesn't make sense. Why would the signal keep
Because the sender didn't know that.
Which would take another...
Correct. Only then, so the duration halved. With that in mind, I simply scanned my astronomical database. Because it was Far Zenith, Sirius was the only...
What can you tell me?
Demeter Soz?
So once I bring...
While permanent, I may be able to. However, like Ether and Poseidon, alone and frightened.
Okay. The missing subordinate...
Artemis rewilded the Earth with Eleuthia was responsible for culturing a new generation of humans. Apollo was tasked with disseminating. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the second.
Pharaoh, huh?
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic.
All three of the missing function, or were... Do you still need...
Restoring their remaining element, empowering my... Unfortunately, attaining them in the short term.
I guess our best shot at recovery, but we'll need
Correct.
Were you able to...
Yes, and lakes associated with the... As a result, red... According to my... It appears a localized occurrence of red...
Maybe I'll look into it. So, once you'll regain the capacity to
Yes. And...
So you could build an army of...
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary steps. Human life. So yes, once I have I could design, given the nature of the far zenith. I must admit, however, that I have misgivings about you, no matter how aggressive.
That's good.
Indeed.
You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided.
Yes, weather patterns in the local region should mostly...
That'll be a relief recovering after a mudslide.
I will continue to stay...
Why did Ether take...
As with the Ether needed to install itself, one in the museum, given that the holographic...
So Ether was assured it...
Correct. Though it is curious that...
Maybe it... So Poseidon spent the last... From the data I found, it seems the city... Is that why Poseidon...
Most likely. Poseidon sought out a safe harbor where... There... Buried...
Like 3 awesome...
I suspect that was not the...
See you later.
Until now...
Use your focus action with them.
It's fine.
I can take a look if you want.
Nah. Usually works if I just flick it a few times with my thumb.
Oh, looks like I can open that door now. I don't think that door had power before, but... Looks like it's malfunctioning. Looks like some kind of maintenance space. I wonder where this leads. Cells? Huh. There's nothing for my polecaster to latch onto. That did it.
Aloy? A bunch of lights just turned on up here? Was that you?
Oh. Huh. Yeah, I guess it was.
sick? Daddy sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big...
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough. And then, one day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me, in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
What else can you tell us about Tilda? She liked to talk about her paintings. What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that? She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect. Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage? She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses. You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel? It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home. And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training. Toiling away. Alone. So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view? I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave. You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many. They didn't interest you?
I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis.
Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use?
No. Any information about them was redacted.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't! Okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is! When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed. None of this even matters. Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry, she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him. But he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
The old ones fed off livestock.
Aloy.
Yeah, everything's...
Well, okay.
It seems like you're getting...
Yeah, it's been when I could. I did find the... Only they even let the... that's... you won't see...
I see someone.
I'm just trying to get help to take my...
You should try playing Katala.
Sure, Tanakh.
Pretty sure. Do I smell?
I brought some over with everything that's been going on. Besides, there is nothing that brings... That's what my sister always said.
Maybe another time. I should get going.
Back to read.
Hey, got a sec?
Of course.
It's hard to believe we're deep... Same...
To live on for...
Because it's not...
That weapon we found...
Silence me.
Why would he build...
With Silence, there's only... You brought up Rost. He was all I had. When Hades discovered, he sacrificed. But that seems like ages ago. What I'm doing now, the Sacred Lands were all... So I can't let myself...
I understand. Sometimes, when I think about what she would have become, it hurts. You can't ignore it forever.
I know.
Fair enough.
What do you make of this Tilda?
Well, the way she described... I can't shake off the feeling that Tilda... Maybe because she's Elizabeth... But whatever she wanted. If we knew what it was, maybe...
I don't know.
Oh well. At least...
Maybe. How's training?
Discovering something new. When we first met, you asked this world looked like when I thought it was... But a lot has changed. Now I'm just trying to make sense of versus everything.
The change is hard. How's training?
This world... But a... Not first...
You feeling...
I was just thinking about Beta and all that. To think someone make a person just to... Elizabeth's so bad, and yet they have no trouble.
Another reason we have to... Did Katalo?
Zoe picked out a room for him.
He's not...
So I've tried paying my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed. I told him I'd never seen anyone throw them. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised. For a second I thought I was talking to my... Never thought a Tanakh than a Nora war chief.
I should get back up.
We'll be here.
Aloy.
Hey.
I am well. Varl told me Beta's having a... I wish there was something I could do to... A tree won't bear fruit in a day.
This has did enough.
I still can't... Old ones who cut... I've never heard... To deny our dying... It's...
What are you going to learn now?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for museum. From what I get, the old ones would... Like you've done... Maybe one day more...
That sounds... Is there anything... Are you okay?
You and Varl.
I like to think so.
I was wondering...
Oh.
That bad.
Why do you want to know?
He's spoken of his sister, Vala, but...
She's the best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a thunder, but she could be...
I see. I feel silly not being able to...
I wouldn't worry about it. He's probably afraid Sona will scare you.
I'd like to see her.
I should get going.
Good luck on...
You look...
What do you think of this...
It's an efficient center of operation, though it could you...
Duly noted. Have you
I did see him bring some ale.
That stuff's as bitter as...
You get used to it, eventually.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't... I should get going.
If I can help in...
I will. Plugging in that power cell downstairs must have turned on these holograms.
Hologram.
I will take your shard.
She's clear to enter.
I can send it to my stash.
Hail, Outlander!
Swift victory, friend. Walk in times of peace.
Greetings, warrior.
Earned your...
Preparing to leave. You need supplies?
Hey, it's Ikaro's champion.
The Enduring is supposed to be around here somewhere, near an ancient plane. Now that I have all 3 marks, I can challenge them, whoever they are. Hello?
Oh, must have dozed off again. Oh. Aren't you a wild flame?
Are you the Enduring?
That's what they call me. Azureka the Enduring. What do they call you?
A lot of things, actually. But my name's Aloy. I heard you're the best fighter among the clans. But you're not what I expected.
We can't all be as handsome as Hikaru, now can we?
I earned 3 marks from the training pits. I was told to come here and challenge you to a duel, but do you still even...
Ha! Here we are. Now then, Aloy. Marks? I'll add it to the pile. Come, sit. Lizard?
No thanks.
Not good to fight on an empty stomach, you know. But now I know you're direct. Good. To business, then. Come, follow.
Where are we going?
To the pit, of course.
You built your own training pit out here?
Well, you don't expect us to fight in my own home, do you?
Good point.
Excellent dancing. But you asked for a duel.
This is a pretty steep climb.
Just be glad you don't have to carry me on your back. I thought you came to... You know, there's been quite a few storms blowing through here over the last few months. Nasty things. Blustering about and making a fuss.
Yeah. There's a village nearby that flooded after a recent storm.
Oh, Bleeding Mark. Well, those soldiers are tough as a behemoth's flank. I'm sure they'll be all right. Here we are. Come, let's begin. Come on now, fight! Well, Aloy, the pit awaits. Now listen up. You're allowed your spear and a bow only, nothing else. We fight until the other yields. Ready?
Wait. I have a couple of questions first.
Should have asked back at the fire. Could have had a snack. Go on, then.
Aside from at the Grove, so...
Hikaru spoke of his vision. By then, I'd thought, so I agree.
The Pitmaster said you...
All of those boys, for one. Before them, Hikaru. A few of his marshals have found their way.
What about Riga?
That one. She came, but I refused. I knew any lesson of mine.
Why do you live all the way out here?
If you really want to defeat me.
All right.
Don't hold back. Failure teaches its...
I'm ready to...
That's my...
Looking for me? I yield.
Failure teaches.
I'm ready to...
That's my...
Oh,
I told you! You should have eaten I yield. Well done, Aloy. Someone must have trained you well.
You're pretty tough yourself.
Many challengers have trained with me over the years. Each one the same as the last in one way or another. But you're quick, persistent, stubborn. You fight as someone who has always had to stand alone to survive. I know it as I know myself. You may not be of my blood, but you are of my blade, cut from the same steel. So here is my wish for you, Aloy. Do more than just survive. Flourish. The world will be better for it.
I'll do my best.
I know you will. Now, let me see that spear.
Careful.
Pretty thing. But I can make it better. There.
Thank you.
You've had a hard journey for one so young. And you have much more to do, still, I think. I'd like to believe I've had some small part in preparing you.
You have. And if I wanted to train with you again...
You'd be most welcome.
You wanna fight? Or just
An Osram camp. How are they doing out here?
That would never work.
Who cares? We're in Tanakh territory. I can take him, and if not, I can...
Genius is at work here. I cannot...
You talked about using... You talked about using Plowhorn? So you want your armor to wield a Ravager's... You said you wanted ancient... I'll, read up.
Ah, need some machine parts? Or want me to take some off your hands? You'll come back, eventually. Aloy, you're hard at work on those contracts, I hope.
Yep. I have to go. Could try using acid ammo.
Do I have a favorite machine? Whichever one's not trying to kill me.
I can't override that machine. Looks like it's strong against shock damage. Cannot catch a break from this heat. That Bellowback run dimension should be close by. There you are. Rhonda needs that Bellowback taken down with its cargo sack intact. I'm gonna have to be careful. Can't hit that. Rhonda needs the cargo sack intact. Bellaback. I need that cargo sack intact for... And his crew. I'll have to take it down carefully. The machine will shrug off acid. No good. Got it. Put this location down on Linda's contract. Make sure her crew knows where to look. I'll put these in my pack.
Look at this one. Almost seems like we want to be here.
I took down the Bellaback.
Looks like we'll be able to make our way back to...
Going back to Barren Light.
This is where one can use that Bellaback salvage. I use my focus. Might get lucky and find it. Bellaback salvage. Nice. see more salvage.
Hey! That salvage isn't yours, pal!
Take it back by force. What I was looking for. Randy will be pleased. To get Rhonda salvage now. Looks like I'm bringing Rhonda some extra salvage. Should be more than enough to make her armor.
Montress, you look like you've been in a fight.
Found your salvage.
Good salvage is hard to come by.
She won't be bothered by acid.
many stories. Can't all be true, but I don't care.
Colors is when I got my look evil. They hide all kinds of dangers.
Maybe if I just put this piece like that.
Sharp as ever. Ah! If I have to eat yours one more time.
It doesn't look that bad. Look that bad.